And Marlon, I know that at JCI, you guys put in a lot of effort around driving that adoption and awareness of Omni, right?
Absolutely. And just from a CHRO perspective, for those who maybe are sort of working through what Greg would have defined, maybe you're at stage 1 or 2 and you're like, how do I get to stage 3? There are a couple of things that I think are worth just giving some consideration to. Number one, you have to have a burning platform. So to Greg's point, our ability to do the analytics that suggested, by the way, here's how we're going to be able to do more with less, but here's what it takes for us to go make it happen, is a large part of how we were able to get the buy-in from obviously our CEO, but more broadly the executive committee to say, yep, we believe that's the right thing. Let's go ahead and do that. So that's number one. Number two is there's a large change management effort that has to happen then within your own HR team, because you're going to have members of your team saying, well, wait, what does this mean? What do you mean Omni is going to do this for? So what do I do? So you're going to eliminate my role. You're going to just say you're going to eliminate my role, Marlon. And like, you're like, not necessarily. That's not what we're saying. What we're saying is you're going to be empowered to do things more efficiently, more effectively. And then there's a whole retraining and retooling, because as you're saying, now you're going to become this more strategic partner. Well, I've put my whole life, I've been trying to, the manager asked me to do this task. So that's what I've been doing. Right. And so we had to create this whole new training on what is change management 101. What's the consistent global way that we do that? What do we mean by HR analytics? How do you understand that? Right. So there's a large piece there. And then the third is around just stakeholder management, because even once the CEO and the EC says, yes, let's go, and your team is like, okay, we get it. Yes, yes, yes. You still have to work with IT because obviously it's a technology, finance because you need the budget, legal because they're going to have concerns around data privacy, right? And so you have to create sort of this triad of a team that's working on pros and cons. And as you're thinking about the capability of what, in our case, we wanted Omni to do, Dave, trust me, was saying, look, it can do all of this. And we're like, oh, great. And then legal's like, yep, that's interesting, but here's what it's going to do for us. We're like, okay, let's negotiate, right? So my point is, it takes some time. You have to be thoughtful, strategic. But if you don't have that burning platform, the buy-in from your own team, and ultimately the collaboration of your stakeholders, it won't go far. And then Dave, absolutely, the fourth piece is once you get all that done and you're ready to launch, there has to be this whole awareness piece. And quite frankly, we positioned it as the WIFM. What's in it for me? If I'm an employee, what do you mean? I've been working with Rebecca or Tony my whole life. I have their number. I call them all the time. What do you mean I can't call them anymore? I've been calling them for 10 years. Well, that number won't work anymore. So here's how we're going to make it. Here's the new process, right? And so, we launched it. We were very direct. We were honest. We also were clear about here's what Omni can do and here's what it can't do.
Right.
And then here's the roadmap for what it will be able to do over time. Because the other thing you don't want is creating all this fanfare, and all of a sudden they think, well, you said it's like Chat GPT 4, so I'll just go in and do all of the things I need to do. Then it doesn't work, Marlon. So we were very thoughtful about what are the parameters of what we're saying it can do, how it can help you today, how it will help you tomorrow, how it will help you next quarter and the next year. And then now we're dropping little tidbits of, see, we told you, and now there's greater and greater not only acceptance, but a pull and a buy-in. As I mentioned earlier, now IT and finance are saying, hey, look, maybe there's some opportunities for us to leverage Omni for some of our processes, which is great. And by the way, although we talked about Omni in the context of supporting HR, we've been very clear, Omni is for the company. While it started in HR, but the reality is it's for all of our employees and all of our functions to be used efficiently and effectively. So we support that broadly.